I'm Brent. I'm from EO, Minnesota. I'm from Minneapolis, and my message is keep moving forward, one step in front of the next.
Awesome.
TikTok, let's talk. This is the Miten Shah Show. We've asked the same 7 questions to entrepreneurs from all over the world to figure out what makes us tick. TikTok, let's talk.
Brent, thanks a lot for coming. To start off with, if you can tell us where you're from, and if you had to explain what your company does to a 7-year-old child, what would you say?
All right, I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota. We're in the United States, the North. We help clients put things online and sell them.
Okay, so you put the shops online.
That's correct.
Yeah, awesome. Brent, what got you started on this journey?
In a past life, I did computer hardware, and at some point, computer hardware was not feasible to sell at a small scale, and software development seemed much better.
Okay, sweet. What do you know now that you wish you knew when you started?
I wish that I would look more at our books.
Okay, makes sense. You mean from the financial aspect?
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely. You might have made some other mistakes in the past. If you can share some of these that others can learn from.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I've learned is that you want to be hyper communicative with your clients and your employees. Treat your employees as you would treat your clients. So you want to always speak to them, make sure that they're that everybody's aware what the expectations are, and this involves both the client and the employee. The employee can have an expectation of one thing, where you have an expectation of the other, of something completely different. The same thing applies with your client. If everybody's in sync, and the shorter time you have to communicate between the two, the better your relationship is going to be with everybody.
So engagement and communication.
Yes, excessive engagement.
Excessive engagement, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Looking back now, what are some of the moments that you're most proud, happy, satisfied, content with in your business life?
So we've taken on some event planning, things like that. So we put on an event. We put on events all over the world.
Okay.
And we've done in India this year. We had more than 600 people at our event. We put on one in Las Vegas for just running. We have more than 200 people that come to a race. So it's completely not part of what we do as a core business, but as a business, we do this to help promote our brand.
Okay.
And I'm extremely pleased that our team is able to put these things together in different markets, in different parts of the world, not in Minneapolis, and we're able to make them very successful.
So actually, to a 7-year-old, you'd say you put stuff online, but you also throw great parties.
Exactly. It's a different party in India, though, than it is in Mexico City.
Fair enough. What are some of the things that keep you up at night, and what makes you jump out of bed in the morning?
I think what keeps me up at night would be coming back to what your client expects and what the client, what you're going to deliver to the client. So, for example, if you're in the middle of a project and you're not documenting all those steps in the project, and suddenly at the end of 3 months, there's a reckoning of, hey, we want to know all the things that have happened in this time period, and if you haven't written all those down from day one, you're not going to be able to recreate it. So worrying about the team that's putting together a project and making sure you're properly documenting that project through the entire process is what keeps me up at night the most. And what they hear from me is, did you do your reports for today?
Right.
Because I know that at the end, if it comes to the point where where expectations are missed, then they're going to ask me, why isn't this done? And the only way I know that is to look back at whatever has happened in this story, because everybody creates their story about how something has gone. If you don't document that story, then at the end of that period, anybody can make up the story any way they want.
Exactly. Yeah. And in that time, it's not going to be the best story. I mean, the real story, because it's already reached to a certain situation, probably.
Correct. And as your clients get bigger, they have different aspects, different politics within that organization. And that person that you're talking to has to protect their job. So if they have the opportunity to make the story fit their narrative, then then it's harder to change the story.
Yeah.
So if you write the real story as you go along,
Yeah.
then your expectations at the end are only what the facts are on the paper.
True. Stories are made step by step every day.
Correct.
Yeah. It's not at the end of the chapter that the story has been made, right?
Mm-hmm.
No. And what makes you jump out of bed in the morning?
I think in the morning I'm just excited to come in and see what's new. What can we make? What can we change? What type of things are out there that we can start learning? Anything like that.
Sweet, sweet. The Tim Ferriss question. So if you had a billboard and you could put on any message that you want for the whole world to see, what would that message be?
Just keep moving forward.
Okay.
And one step in front of you keeps you moving forward, and that if you're walking or running, it doesn't matter.
Nice, nice. How has EO made a difference in your personal, business, family, or community life?
EO has made a difference in the sense that in the past I've tended to look at myself in making all those decisions. I've only depended on myself and haven't looked anywhere else besides that to do whatever I'm going to do. EO has helped me to understand that there's a lot of really smart people in the world, much smarter than me, that can help me and guide me and share their experiences to make me more successful, make our whole company more successful, and make our partners more successful in the whole business community and business world.
Right, right, sweet. So from success to personal and business life to success to building a Lego off-road vehicle together. Please, if I can ask you to put on the next step of this Lego.
Okay.